On today's episode of Surface of the Sun, we are refinishing a set of, I believe these are 20-inch wheels. These wheels went to the chemical stripper to be stripped. As you can see, they're this is how they come back. They're kind of gnarly, but Blaster cleans them right up. One thing I wanted to go over on wheels are cast aluminum. Cast aluminum is fairly soft. If you try to blast the coating off of a wheel, you will ruin the wheel. You will washboard the wheel almost every time, especially if you do it in a dark color. So our policy is we do not blast the coating off of any wheel. They all go to the chemical stripper, get stripped, and then they come back and get blasted, where you don't have that issue. What the issue is let's say right here we're blasting, okay? And I start blasting this. This has powder on it, this doesn't. Well, what happens is the media is impacting the place you already have stripped, and it's eroding the aluminum at some rate less than the material, of course. But if you erode it here, and then you erode it here, and you erode it here, as you follow that up, you get that washboard look in the wheel. When you do a glossy color, you can see it. I mean, it's bad. You don't want to do that to a set of customers' wheels, that's for sure. But we're going to get these things prepped up, ready to go. The first step is to get them blasted up, cleaned up. Then we're going to hang them. Then we're going to prep them out, make sure there's no burrs on the edges of the wheels. You know, you don't want the tire machine to hit that when they're putting the tire on. If this wheel's dark and you hit the edge of it and it knocks it off and makes it silver, how's that? That ain't great. So we make sure that the lips of the wheels are smooth, and then I'll go around if there's any rash or anything. I mean, I can't fill in the low spots, but I can take the high spots away. And when you powder coat it, your eye's not attracted to the damage anymore. So, all right, that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to fire the blaster up and get these babies cleaned up, and we'll come back when we have them hanging up and show you the prep process. All right, here's those same wheels after the blaster. We put that dude right there down on it, and a 185 CFM diesel compressor. But that pretty much gives you an idea what they look like. Profile, pretty nice. What we're gonna hang these with are those spring steel hooks, and these deals I made, just a piece of pipe, chain link welded in it, a couple of washers, indexes under here in the receiver. Real simple. That's what they look like when it's up on the cart. As you can see, I got new aluminum foil. You can see the washer down in there. Pretty simple way to do it. I like to hang wheels flat like this because if you ever have any picture framing, it'll be all to one side. If you hang it flat, it's even, let's call it. The downfall of this is any trash that falls lands right on the part you're looking at. So it's important to keep them clean. When I come back, we'll have these things preheated, and I'm gonna go over them and detail them a little bit, and we're gonna put them in the oven to preheat them, and when I come back, I should be ready to put color on it. We're waiting on FedEx to bring the color. Pretty sure they ship my shit by donkey. When it gets here, it kind of smells like ass, so, but there's that. And hopefully when the burro shows up, we can get started. All right, we got these things pretty much prepped and ready to heat up in the oven. As you can see, I have gone over them with a DA. There's two big reasons why I do that. One is if there's any media stuck on the surface called impinged media, it loosens it and it comes right off. So that's one reason. The other reason is it helps to eliminate the micro gassing that happens when your blast profile is a touch deep. If you're plateauing the profile, you're basically deburring the profile, making the crater that you created with blasting less deep. So it doesn't hold as much air and you don't have as much problem with micro gassing. So if you're having micro gassing problems on your first coat, try that. Try knocking it down a little bit. This was done with 320 paper on. So this is a little turd bucket that I use. All right, and when you're doing stuff to plateau the profile, you want to use that interface pad. See that foam pad? It mushes nice, you know, it conforms to curves and things like that. So it's quick with this. Took 2 to 3 minutes to do both of these wheels. It's not a lot of sanding. As soon as you go over it, one pass, feel it. You'll feel the difference between one of the spokes you did and one of the spokes you didn't. Major difference. So you're starting with something clean that holds less fuzz. If you touch it with your shirt, there's a lot of things that I like to, it's just a real good way to make sure the surface is clean. Because once you're done, you can feel, that's the whole idea. If you feel dirt on this, there's dirt on this. You understand what I'm saying? So you can feel what you can't see. So I like to wash your hands, rub the part down. You know, you'll feel if there's, you know, dents, what I call wings, which is something grabbed some of the material, the aluminum, and picked it up a little bit and it's sticking out past the surface. We want to knock that off. Is it this set of wheels? One of these sets, I don't know if it's this one or the ones that are next that had a little bit of, oh, it's this one right here. If you can see right here, see that little bit of rash and a little bit right here? So what we've done here is we knocked off all the high spots. There's nothing sticking up here, okay? And one of the reasons why you want to do that is so that when the guy goes to have his tire mounted, if there's a burr, the tire machine hits it, this is a dark wheel, let's say it's, you know, black or dark blue like this one's going to be, and it knocks it off, you got a silver spot on a dark wheel, your eye's attracted right to it. We don't want that. So we want to make sure the lip is smooth. It's one of the things we do when we sand them, both lips, bottom too. All right, well, when we come back, the donkey's not here yet. So when we come back, hopefully we're preheated coming out of the oven. I have the material loaded and we should be putting color on these. All right, we got these babies in here. They've been in the oven. They're a little warm. I got my gun test fired. What we want to do is on lug nuts, you got lug nut holes that are deep recesses and valve stem. You kind of want to pay attention to those first. You want to make sure you airbrush those in. Name of the game here is just to try to get it in the bottom of the lug holes. I got the gun way down. It's pretty far down. And next thing I think I'm going to do is go underneath. I always shoot them from the bottom up. So it's going to go down here. See if we got enough material. I think we do for the first nice thin skinny coat. We're going to be good. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just going around with a quick coverage on them, making sure everything's covered pretty decent. Doesn't have to be a lot, just, you know, enough where you don't see bare metal anywhere. It makes it a little difficult on the hot coat because you're kind of in a hurry. I'm about out of material. The thing that you want to emphasize here is you want to set the gun enough where it doesn't put too much on. Sometimes it makes it take a little longer, but you're better off with that than you are putting too much on it. That's what we're trying to avoid. All right, I got that one. Go down here. It's a little slow, which is kind of what you want, especially when you got to get it in the little areas and trying to get all the little nuggets, little places in between there's recesses on the bolt flange. I like to get it all. That's my gig. All right, you gotta agitate this. I'm using a cup gun from Nordstrom, and I mean, I don't bind them much, but there is a technique to it, especially when you're trying to get a very little bit to come out of the gun. You really got to agitate it to get it to flow. is okay, I guess. As long as I don't get too much, I'm good. All right, now we're gonna go around and cut in all these little corners here. You don't want to wind up light there. So I go around the wheel one way, just trying to get the corner. A little bit in the valve stem hole. And once you go around the corner that way, now we're looking at the other direction. There we go. It's acting like it's supposed to. Can you tell it's hot in here? Oh, these are also, well, they were about 400 degrees when they came out of the oven. I give them a little dust coat. Try not to drip sweat on them. All right. This is your pretty well hot flocking of wheels, what we're doing here. Now we're gonna go back the other direction. I'm gonna go here. All right, once you get it all cut in, if you notice, it almost coats the whole thing. I got a little spot that I didn't do there. And then what we want to do is kind of go around and give her a little even out spritzer. All right, even around a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do the hoop now, which I've seen a lot of people not do this part. And I mean, for the life of me, I don't get it. That you do realize this is where all the condensation is going to be, if it's going to be anywhere. The outside's going to dry. I mean, if you're going to do anything, you got to do the inside. I mean, we're out. Got to fill her up again. That's the problem with the cup. You're a week and a day back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we're just working our way around here, trying to get her covered up. And we might be able to let them sit just for a second. They're gonna have to cool a little bit maybe. Have to temp them and see. Yeah, this color does not flow well. It's almost something we want to do cold, almost. And lug holes are a deal killer on that though, man. It'll be hard to get them without screw. I mean, you can get them, but you're going to screw up everything else around it. Shit, you're lucky if you don't screw up everything else around it as it is. I mean, even spraying them hot, if you don't turn the gun down and you blast a bunch around the outside of the rim, you know, that might be cool in other cases, you know, but that ain't gonna be good. It'll get heavy all around the edge and it'll be a turd. All right, it's been a few minutes and we've let these things cool. Everything is below. That didn't work. Come on now. You're letting me down. Jesus. What has gone on? It's not. It's got some horse caca in it. Oh yeah, horse caca. All right. What we're gonna do is go around and do a very light little duster on some of this. We want to inspect it a little bit, make sure we're happying it up. Looks good. I think we're looking good. Just want to go around and look and make sure that there's no little shiny spots in the corners. Kind of go around in one direction and look, go the other direction. The light on your head, you'll be able to see it. We're good in the lug holes. Right there and right there. Not so much. See, that's why you look at them, man. I mean, is this coated but just not covered up? Probably. Because it looks blue to me. Well, I don't know if it's blue or black or it's dark, but it wasn't quite covered is what I'm saying. So we are gonna roll these things in the oven and bring them up to 350-ish, 370-ish, and then we're gonna cool them down because they're gonna get a flat clear called Casper clear. So get them baked out, and I'm gonna do the other two off camera and get them caught up to these, and then we'll be ready to clear. All right, just trying to give an idea of what they look like without the clear. But that gives you an idea of the base coat. They got dust all over them already, but you know, it is what it is. That 4K, that dust to be showing up like a big dog. Stop doing that. Swing it around like a, this is PG rated, I can't even say it. Same way over here. What are you doing? Just ease up with that. You're making me sleepy. Be hypnotized over here. Yep, this is what they look like. Not too bad. Laid down pretty nice, pretty smooth. Very difficult to get it to flow. Gosh, this stuff's so fine. It just, it was gun setting after gun setting after gun setting. I was never happy with it. I got about almost to the end and finally found something I was happy with. So, you know, that's the way it always works, isn't it? But this is what we got. So we're gonna let these finish cooling, and we're gonna put that flat clear on them, and we'll see what they look like. All right, we got them blown off. You always kind of want to do a fresh blow off before you start spraying. I'm gonna go under the bottom first and start spraying the bottom. It kind of helps to get some of the stuff on the top. And this Casper clear pretty much sprays like any other kind of clear. It's kind of fluffy. You just need to make it white, basically. It's real easy to see on colors like this. The other thing is it goes on pretty good, and I got voltage way too high. I don't like that at all. So when you get enough experience, you can figure out the voltage is too high before you have a problem. Because I wasn't having a problem, but I could just tell by the way it was going on that it was like, it's almost like it's the voltage is blowing the powder off of the part instead of making it go on. You know, if you keep spraying like that, it's going to turn bad. That's too much power. Turn down the power, Captain. That's about what we get. Dust the whitey up on the bottom of there. Looks pretty good. What the hell's that? Who? All right, we're gonna go over to the other one. I think we're probably gonna get both bottoms, and if you look, the tops are almost coated. That's why I start on the bottom. Because if not, you'll wind up putting too much on it. You do the bottom, and if powder coats the top, that's a bonus. It's like free labor. The clears tend to go on a whole lot nicer and faster than the base coats do. For me, once the base is on and I nailed the base, the rest of it's cake. And this stuff's gonna be flat, flat, flat. I mean flat, no gloss. Which is what the customer wants. He specifically picked matte Misty Blue because he wanted a flat. I've done wheels for this guy in other colors. He's a friend of mine, so
I've done other colors for him, and come to think of it, I don't think he's ever done a glossy wheel, to be honest with you. I think they've all been flat. They look like ground up cotton candy. It's real fluffy, smooth. That's the way clear is though. I usually shoot clear out of that gun. That's why the voltage was up too high on here, because I don't even think about lowering the voltage for clear anymore, because I shoot it out of a totally different gun. But I'm using the cup, so I figured I would go ahead and just use the gun the cup was already hooked to. Seems sensible. All right, here we go. Try to whiten it up a little bit. God, this stuff sprays like a dream compared to the other. I mean, the other stuff was so bad. The base, I mean, it's terrible. What the hell's that? Get out of here with that shit. All right, so now we're gonna go the other way. We went one direction. Now we're gonna go back the other. We wanna make sure we get all the corners, because guess what? If you don't, it won't be as flat, because this stuff, when I say flat, I mean, it's flat. I think this is the flattest clear that Prismatic does, if I can remember properly. But this is the one that looks the best, honestly. All right, we're on the home stretch on this one. Yeah, I even cleared the inside. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't take much more. You just don't want it to corrode in here. That would be bad, you know. A lot of times you dismount a wheel, it's so corroded in there, you can't even do nothing with it. You can't mount a tire on it because they leak. No, not good. Go around here and fix this horsey poo. What the? Go around and get all. Another thing I like to try to do, you got a valve stem hole there. I kind of use that as a marker. So I started at the valve stem hole, and I'm going to go around this way, cutting in these little edges, the corners here of the window. They call these windows on a wheel. And then what I do is I go back to that same, because I know the valve stem hole's where I started. I go back to the valve stem hole window, and I go back around the other way. That way you make sure you don't miss any. There's nothing more aggravating than pulling that thing out of the oven. You think you're all done, and one of the windows is light in the corner. And for some reason, your eye's attracted straight to it. I don't know why, but it does happen. That's why you want to pay special attention to it. At least I do, because it's a dumb little thing to have to respray a wheel for. It don't cost anything, it take any effort to look. You know, if you just look, you'll be able to see. I have guys that they're in such a hurry, they spray and they want to run towards the oven. I'm like, man, it don't even take any effort to look. You're just looking. But can't get them to do it. Like, you didn't see that before you put it in the oven? Oh, no. It's because you're Stevie Wonder. You're powder cutting with your eyes closed. Old Stevie Wonder powder coating over there. I want to try to catch as much of this bullshit because, you know, once this is done, this is permanent. All right, flat daddy, flat daddy. They're gonna be flat cat, like my buddy Ollie would say. I don't know why if cat's flat, but flat cat. Well, they kind of marshmallowed up quite nicely. And kind of want to go around and do a little inspection. Check her out. Make sure we ain't got no horse caca like that. It's on the inside, but my motto about that is it don't matter if it's on the inside. I can see it right now. What do you mean you ain't gonna see it? That same guy that Stevie Wonder that was spraying that stuff, picking it up, he ain't gonna see it. He ain't gonna open his eyes. My question, if he ain't gonna open his eyes, how's he gonna count the money? I mean, I enjoy doing this and all, but you know, when I get up in the morning, I got up to make some money. That's what I got up for. Otherwise, I'll still be in bed. I don't even care. That's how I roll. Nah, I can't sleep all day. That's some horseshit. But I can sleep most of the day, just not all day. I draw the line at about 3 in the afternoon. That's time to get up, you know. You should be all beautified, got your beauty sleep, be ready to go. All right, well, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put these in the oven and bake them out. We'll show you what they look like when they're done. Hopefully they're beautiful. Pretty wild. It's almost black, but it's blue. Crazy. They look good. I like it. This guy's a friend of mine, and I don't think I've done a glossy set of wheels for him yet. And he wanted them almost black, but a little hue of blue, and I'm telling you right now, if it didn't nail it, I think he's gonna be super happy. I mean, they laid out really smooth. It's in person, it almost glows like a blue. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the clear's catching the blue and making it glow or something. It's kind of a weird look, but it's cool. I like it. This is a unique color combination, or unique color, should I say. It's a combination because you're taking a base coat and adding an effects clear to it, and you're coming up with your own color at that point. So, yeah, I really like this. The Casper clear is, I mean, it's like shooting any other clear. It just isn't glossy like all the rest of them. Which, if that's what the customer wants and that's what you're after, you should give it a try. It's a nice material.